Hello, fabulous superstar Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of March 2024. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Boy, is this a very special time. This month's new moon takes place on the 10th of the month, and it happens in a financial part of your sky, having to do with money you earn, money you spend, but it's also about self-love and self-esteem. And so here's the thing, a beautiful alignment is playing out to this new moon, and that's Uranus. Uranus is speaking in harmony here, your modern ruling planet, and that brings with it an element of surprise that delights. It brings with it an element of opportunity. I just want you to be a little bit careful because Neptune is close to this new moon as well. As much as there can be new opportunities, because of that Neptunian placement, either you're not seeing what the opportunity actually requires clearly, it can happen. You might be seeing or hearing what it is that you're hoping for. You might be implementing things that you're missing key details on. But also possible here is that you feel very abundant, and so you're spending, which is great. You have it, enjoy it. However, it's possible that some of that ends up being a waste in some way. You may come to see it as a waste in some way. And so, I like to say, pace yourself and be yourself, but do what it is that feels right for you to do in light of your unique circumstance. Given that on the 10th of the month, the same day as that new moon, Mercury will move into a part of the sky for you that has to do with commerce. But then on the 19th is going to go into shadow. And be retrograde for most of April. And of course, I'm going to be here to talk about it every step of the way. I mention it now because you are one of the signs that really wants to be mindful during this particular Mercury retrograde season about how you're participating in commerce, meaning what you're buying, especially technologically oriented things, because what you think you're getting and what it is could be different. What you think you need, what you actually need could be very different. That trend starts, you start dipping into it right at that new moon. And so again, that to me furthers the sense that with that Neptunian connection to the new moon, there could end up being a sense of a waste playing out. And so it's a good idea to just observe what it is that you're wanting. And again, enjoy yourself, be present for yourself, stay connected to spirit as part of staying connected to prosperity at this time. Now, navigating further, it is going to be on the 25th of the month that we have really the big news playing out now. And that is a powerful lunar eclipse. Yes, here we are, the first eclipse of 2024 in fellow air sign Libra at that. And this eclipse is going to be speaking in supreme harmony with Pluto in your sign. I am so excited about this energy for you. I think that this is power. This is a sense of transformation. This is a sense of the world opening up to you in a way that I think is exciting and inviting, in a way that has you feeling powerful and that I think you will love. Of course, whenever we have an eclipse, it opens up that window between eclipses, what we call eclipse season, where the veils between the worlds are especially thin. Now, according to the ancients, this is where we're able to tap into the wisdom of our spirit guides and our ancestors that much more readily. I think it's also a time when we're able to recognize our own spiritual lessons playing out that much more readily as well. Whereas when we're not necessarily in eclipse season, we might get caught up in some external circumstance. We're able to actually see how it is that whatever's happening could actually be part of our unique journey towards greater love and greater wisdom. And so here we are. This eclipse is happening in a worldly part of your sky, having to do with understanding your place in the world. It is long distance travel, immigration, citizenship, higher learning, legal matters, along with the philosophical and spiritual beliefs that help you to make sense of the world and guide your life. It's a lunar eclipse, which suggests closures, closing karmic ties, and karmic chapters can be part of this. But yeah, it's like putting a situation behind you, feeling fortunate and making some power move is the characteristic of this time. So if you've been involved in any kind of, for example, immigration, citizenship, or legal matter, that could come to a close now, powerfully so. And you end up feeling quite powerful at this time. If it is that you are connected to an institute of higher learning, whether you work there, you have some ongoing matter there, perhaps you're a student, this can also be a time of some focus on that area as well. It's important to strive to stay connected to what you're feeling, but also to consider that this is a lunar eclipse, which suggests closures. It's about putting things into the past, addressing it, and it's done. It's not necessarily energy about taking on something new, about engaging in a new effort, because the emphasis is on closure. So if you choose to embrace a new endeavor, like for example, you're like, okay, I'm going to file these papers, I'm going to try to take on this legal matter, or whatever, I would say try to get it done quickly. And what I mean by that is try to find resolution quickly, because this is the window of time that allows it to be that much more successful. Having said that, though, eclipses tend to, and astrologers generally recommend, that it's not necessarily a time where you're working with energies, where you're like telling the universe what you want, you're putting your intentions out there, but rather eclipses are a time to stay open to a larger wisdom, stay open to possibility that perhaps the universe has some other vision for you that you hadn't even considered. And allowing that, instead of telling and fighting, allowing, sitting back, and trusting. These are valuable ways to use eclipse energy, especially this eclipse at this time. Now, where it comes to matters of love, on the 10th of the month, Venus will leave your sign and move into a part of the sky where love and self-love become intimately connected for you. I think this is incredibly important energy because it speaks so powerfully to how it is that you are holding your own love for yourself, that sense of being a magnet, that sense of allowing. But now it's like you want to bring it forward. You want to carry it into different areas of life. And you're also starting to see how what has happened for you, what you're feeling, how much of that has been rooted in where you've been in terms of self-love and self-esteem. But I want to add, there are also going to be real moments of honesty here where you will get to appreciate those moments where maybe you've been hard on yourself, but now you realize that actually, no, you were demonstrating self-love to the best of your ability in those moments. It's a time of asking more of love and asking more of yourself as well. So Venus is going to be on a bit of a journey once she leaves your sign. It's right around the 21st that Venus will meet Saturn in the sky. That's a huge turning point moment. And it is that meeting with Saturn, your ancient ruling planet, that serves as a touchstone of sorts. That's the moment of truth, whether it's with another or with yourself. How is self-love and romantic love being intertwined in this moment? Does it work for you or not? If it works for you, you're moving forward. There's more stability. If it doesn't, you're changing things up in some way. It is the days around the eclipse, though, that we have first Venus connecting in harmony with Jupiter and then connecting in harmony with Uranus as well. So there's a powerful few days there playing out right around the eclipse. And these energies are so hopeful. They're easy. They're empowering. It is Jupiter and Uranus that are both at the foundation of your chart. In some way, you're reconciling with your past and you're doing things that help you to feel that much more open, that much more empowered, that much lighter as well. It's about reconciling, making peace with what was, and that might mean reconnecting with what was so that you can see where you are today in terms of healthy self-love. But I think a much more likely scenario is going to be as you reconcile with your past, you draw from the wisdom of it as part of being open to possibilities that are happening right now and coming up. So for those of you open to meeting someone new, this sense of possibilities is that much more evident. I love the energy in the first 10 days. It's not necessarily the easiest energy. In fact, as we begin the month, we've got some jarring energy there with Venus in your sign speaking with Uranus. That is a shock a minute. Love will feel like it takes you aback in some way. And it's not the time to plan any kind of romantic surprise, I will say that. But for all that, once we navigate further, Venus leaves your sign. You start contemplating self-love and romantic love, and wanting a love that affirms you is going to be that much more important. It is going to be late in the month around the eclipse that we have this incredibly encouraging energy. Again, either you're reconciling with your past or you're making peace with it in some way. Someone else may or may not be part of that process. But you're also here striving to stay open. And there are real reasons, not only for hope, but real excitement at the prospects available to you as we move towards the end of the month. For those of you just starting to date someone, I love the energies that are playing out late in the month, of course. It's about wanting to feel comfortable with this person, but also checking in with yourself to make sure that you truly do feel comfortable and that you feel like you're bringing self-love into this moment of potential love. It's sharing more of yourself, more of your home, or maybe they're sharing more of their home, and you get to see where it is that the two of you feel that much more connected. Now, if it is that you feel this isn't someone to navigate forward with, that's when I think in some way you'll be reflecting on, reconciling with the past in some way. That doesn't mean you're going to pick up where you left off with anybody. It's a possibility, but I think a much more likely scenario is that you get to this place of realizing where perhaps you have repeated certain patterns with a determination not to do that anymore. It's part of moving towards greater love than you've known before. And for those of you in an established bond, I feel like a lot of these energies suggest you feeling generous with your partner in some way. It could be around the 21st that you feel like you have to be, and you're not necessarily sure how you feel about it, or maybe you don't really like it, but you feel like you have to. But towards the end of the month, there's more of a sense of possibility. There's more of a sense that you have it, and you're feeling like you want to give it. So pace yourself at this time. I know all couples, they sort of have their own understanding of how they share resources and how that feels to them. For all that, though, this can be a time when you are looking to affirm healthy self-love within your established bond. Where you have that sense there already, there are going to be real moments of connecting very deeply and feeling grateful for it. But where it is that you don't feel you've had that, I think all of that disappointment is likely to stir, especially around the 21st, and leads you to make some decisions of how it is you want things to change. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I am going to say I love the energies of the eclipse. That lunar eclipse is a powerful one. It is in fellow air sign Libra, but it's speaking in harmony with Pluto in your sign. That is huge. That is incredibly notable, because it is that energy that speaks so powerfully to an understanding on your part as to what it is that you believe about the world around you, how that has determined your relationship to the world, and how now you're ready to step up in some way, evolve that relationship so that it supports you that much more. Well, thank you so much for watching. Have you checked out NadiyaShahSuperstars.com? It is in that superstar space that you can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with choose your membership rate. These are exclusive, expanded horoscopes, and higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. A live exclusive monthly event for all superstars, and so much more. All of this in the superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.